HOA called cops on my lake camp. Turns out they have been trespassing for years. Maya's boots sank into the mud by Lake Wisteria's edge, the same earth her grandfather's feet had trod decades ago. This campsite, little more than a weathered tent and a stone-ringed fire pit, was her family's sanctuary. Every summer, she came here to escape the city's hum, to breathe in the pine-scented air, and hear her grandfather's stories echo in the rustling leaves. But today, the air crackled with conflict. Richard, the HOA president, stood before her, his clipboard a shield of smug authority. "This is private property, Miss Carter," he said, voice sharp with disdain. "You're trespassing. Pack up, or the police will do it for you." Maya's pulse thundered. Trespassing? Her family had camped here since the 1960s, long before the HOA's gated mansions encircled the lake. "This is my land," she shot back, clutching a faded photograph of her grandfather fishing on this very shore. "We've been here for generations." Richard's smirk didn't waver. "Your camp's on HOA property. Check the records. Officers." He gestured to the patrol car pulling up, its red and blue lights slicing through the dusk. This wasn't the first clash. For years, the HOA had hounded mail letters, voicemails, even barricading the dirt path to her camp. But calling the cops was a new escalation. Officer Daniels, grizzled and skeptical, stepped forward. "Let's see proof," he said, eyeing Maya's trembling hands and Richard's self-assured grin. The younger officer, silent and observant, scanned the scene. Maya retrieved a tin box from her tent, her fingers fumbling as she opened it. Inside were yellowed deeds, handwritten letters, and a 1962 map drawn by her grandfather. "This proves it," she said, voice breaking. "My family bought this plot before your HOA existed." Richard scoffed, but Daniels took the papers, his flashlight illuminating faded ink. A crowd of HOA members gathered, their pressed polos a stark contrast to Maya's worn flannel. Their whispers about property values, about undesirables, cut deep. Maya wasn't just defending a campsite. She was fighting for her grandfather's legacy, for nights spent under starlit skies, for a lake that once belonged to anyone who cherished it. Richard, meanwhile, spun a tale of progress and order, claiming the HOA had legally acquired the land to protect the community. His words were rehearsed, but a flicker in his eyes betrayed unease. Then came Evelyn. From the shadowed tree line, the elderly recluse emerged, her steps slow but resolute. Mrs. Evelyn Harper, rarely seen outside her lakefront cabin, commanded attention. "Enough," she said, her voice slicing through the murmurs. Heads turned. Richard's face drained of color. "You know that land's not yours, Richard." Gasps rippled through the crowd. "Evelyn, stay out of this," he hissed, but she didn't falter. "I was here when the HOA formed," Evelyn said, eyes sharp. "I saw you bribe the surveyor, fudge the records to steal this plot. The Carters own it. You've been trespassing for years, building your docks and gazebos on their land." Maya's breath caught. The HOA trespassers? The irony stung. Daniel's flashlight lingered on the deeds. "These predate the HOA's claims," he said, voice low. "Survey records from '62 show this plot under Carter ownership." Richard stammered, his clipboard trembling. The younger officer, Jenkins, spoke up unexpectedly. "I've seen the HOA's books," he said. "Discrepancies. Payments to a surveyor in '85. Looks like Evelyn's right." Jenkins, it turned out, had grown up fishing at this lake before the HOA's gates went up. His quiet demeanor hid a grudge against their overreach. The crowd's whispers turned to outrage not at Maya, but at Richard. HOA members, once united, fractured as some demanded answers. Richard's authority crumbled. He muttered excuses and fled to his car. Daniels handed Maya her deeds. "This is yours," he said. "We'll need to investigate the HOA's records." Victory should have felt sweet, but as Maya stood by her campfire, the lake's stillness mocked her. The HOA's docks, their picnic areas built on her family's land, would likely stay. Legal battles loomed, costly and slow. Evelyn, now beside her, placed a hand on Maya's shoulder. "Your grandfather was kind to me when I was young," she said. "This was my way of repaying him." But the campsite felt hollow. The HOA's greed had tainted it, and years of fighting might never restore its peace. Maya looked at the lake, its surface reflecting the stormy sky. Her grandfather's stories were now tangled in bureaucracy, in betrayal. She'd won the battle, but the war would scar this place forever. As Evelyn retreated to her cabin and the crowd dispersed, Maya sat by the fire, the photograph of her grandfather heavy in her hands. What would you do when justice is won, but the cost leaves your heart empty?